Ladies and gentlemen, old guy coming back at you from Triumph Walker Shot today. I was super excited to see this bike on the website, and I made a special trip because I've never filmed or ridden a Honda Rebel 500. And I've always wanted to, specifically because of my wife. My wife is 5'2" tall, and she obviously has a problem being able to put her feet down on just about any motorcycle. And I was thinking to myself, the Rebel 5 or the Rebel 3 might be a good option for her. This is a 2022 Honda Rebel 500 with ABS. It was, when new, $6,399 MSRP. I'm not sure what the current model is going for, probably somewhere around there though. This is a 471cc parallel twin, claiming 46.9 brake horsepower, roughly 8,500 RPMs, 31.7 foot-pounds of torque, at around 7,000 RPMs. I don't find those horsepower numbers so overwhelming that you couldn't learn to ride. This also has a pretty low wet weight, claiming about 408 pounds. So it's not super heavy, and it also has an insanely low seat height of 27.2 inches. So shorter riders, not gonna have a problem. I'm 5'9", I weigh 220 pounds, but let's throw a leg real quick. So add a seat for me at 5'9", yeah. Throw the kickstand back so I can kind of let it fall over a little bit. It's very, very light. You know, it's not intimidating whatsoever. This tank is super small. Now, granted, that does have its own drawbacks as far as fuel capacity. I believe this is like 2.9 gallons of fuel on this bike. But it's also not going to eat up that much fuel if you ride it conservatively. It's going to be very good for fuel economy. It's not a bad option. This is a standard telescopic front fork. It's got an interesting tire config. It's a 130/90/16 in the front with a 150/80/16 in the back. So it's interesting. It does have dual shocks in the back with preload adjustability. So you can adjust it. But again, my wife does not weigh that much, so she's probably not going to have much of an issue with the preload side of it. I would probably have to adjust preload. So let's get a sound check and then take this out on the road and just get an honest impression of the bike. Honestly, the Vance and Eyes doesn't sound bad. It's got a nice rumble to it. It's loud. It's very loud. I mean, it's very low slung. This has a wheelbase that's pretty extended. I mean, this is like 58 inches. This tank is super small. This little parallel twin is fine. I mean, that brake is in the wrong spot for my foot though. Like, it's way too high. Just have to adjust that down. I can't really grip the tank because it's so far in. I feel like I'm squeezing, so it's kind of like, you know, you're sticking your legs out. Relatively buzzy. Clutchless upshifts are very easy on this though. I don't think my wife will be doing that, at least not to start. Nobody starts doing clutchless upshifting. You get a little bit of vibration in the seat. 6th gear doing 70. But overall, it's not bad. The handlebars are very buzzy.
at that speed. But perfectly fine. It's perfectly fine. I mean, the 471cc parallel twin is going to put down plenty of power and torque for interstate travel, commute, whatever it may be. I mean, I like the fact you have actual handlebars, so I can put a phone mount on there, you know, for GPS and stuff like that. Decent acceleration to get up to speed. You know, like in that scenario, I have to exit right here, so I can just, you know, quickly power up. It's so light though that I can tell you that the wind is at these speeds is pushing the bike, which is kind of to be expected. I mean, let's be honest, it weighs 400 pounds, so. Gives it a nice little bass rumble. So not too bad at all on that front. There we go. Hey, just in this few minutes, it's like I kind of like this thing. It's not overwhelming. Nothing about this is overwhelming. I mean, we're gonna see how, you know, see if we can get a 0 to 60, see if we can get a see if we can get a U-turn in. I mean, it doesn't have adjustable brake or clutch levers installed. Really wasn't expecting it to. Would I like it to have it? Sure. You know, if it was mine, would I put it on there? Yeah. Just because adjustable brake and clutch levers to me are something that you should have. You know, this is quite a nice bike. No lie, this is actually quite a nice little bike, and it's got it has a decent acceleration off the clutch. Just releasing the clutch, it just kind of just starts moving itself. And that's with me on it at 220. I mean, you get a rider that's 120 pounds, 130 pounds, yeah, you're gonna start moving. I would imagine in its stock configuration, this bike is insanely quiet. God, this bike just looks so easy. So easy to ride. 3, 2, 1. Not bad. There's 60 in third gear. It's not super fast, you know, but it's fast enough. I mean, you can get on the interstate, you can, yeah, it's fun. Yeah, that preload is way off in the back for me. The back was actually bouncing a little bit. But that's me. I'm fat. What do you want me to do? So let's do the U-turn. Right there. I could have gotten that within 2 parking spots. You have a lot of competition. You do. You got a lot of competition and a lot of really good bikes. The Super Meteor, about the same horsepower. Shotgun is a little bit more than this, but they're both under 7K MSRP. I'm just thinking about a little bit shorter bikes. Honestly, I think there was that QJ motor that I rode. My wife she liked it, but she's like, I'm not sure. That was 5K, and I thought it was a great little bike. It's very, very minimalist, and that has an allure. I mean, honestly, you could put some bags on this. You could very easily commute. Like I mentioned, throw some highway. I would put, some highway pegs on it just to be able to relax, because longer commute. I mean, sometimes you just want to stretch your leg out, especially when you're stuck doing 55, 60 mile an hour for 30 minutes at a time on a straight stretch. So, easy neutral. Where's that kickstand? Way back there. Okay. Almost tripped over that. I'll keep that on film. I don't even know if this is stock. Might be. Little fly screen, whatever. You could add, probably add a little bit more wind protection if you needed to. It's LED, I don't know. LED. This is not a bad little bike. It really is not. It's not a bad little bike at all. I like it. Listen to that Vance and Hines again. It's freaking loud. Like I said, I personally like it. As a little commuter or a nice starter bike, that's the funny thing about starter bikes. There's so many good bikes now, and this little Rebel, not a single thing I can think of that's really wrong with it. Maintenance would be stupid easy. Jesus, filter's right there. God almighty. Like, everything on this is just really easy. That's really nice. Alright, everybody. I hope you enjoyed it. I hope you liked the video already. I hope you've already subscribed. If you haven't, please do so we can continue to get more bikes on the eyes of more people. Everybody, stay safe. And as always, enjoy the ride.